Well, look, if this is the great again you were looking for, you know what? Hit yourself with the button again, because this ain't it.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
And if you voted for President Trump because you thought he was going to be a president that got you out of conflicts as a nation, because you see Marjorie Taylor Greene and other Republicans are like, this is not what we voted for. You said you hit yourself with the button if you thought Trump was going to be able to keep his word.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
I don't know if you guys recall the first time he was president, we had a global pandemic and millions of people died.
Oh, that wasn't enough for people to understand?
No, they thought it was a good. They wanted to run it back. Now we're on the precipice of war with a nation by the name of Iran, which would completely destabilize the Middle East. It's not what Saudi Arabia wants. It's not what Europe wants. It's not what half of our government wants. It wasn't. The moves weren't approved by Congress.
Nothing to worry about.
So yeah, voting matters. Oh, and I got another one for all of you two wings of the same bird people who are like, oh, it's all just the same. You get the button too.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
You guys are my favorites. Because you don't understand. Yeah, you don't understand nuance, diplomacy, and just the whole thing in general. But yeah, Iran and U.S. An act of war has happened, courtesy of the president that you may have voted for, maybe not, but may have, Donald Trump. Which today, 20% of the world's oil comes through a waterway that is controlled by Iran, and their entire government has voted to shut it down, which is going to affect your oil prices, or our oil prices, gas prices.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
And the world, by the way. Which, maybe that's the whole jokes here. Maybe that's the money grab here, because just like many times before, whether it's the tariffs or these threats of, that Trump makes, and people came with the acronym TACO. Trump always cops out, I think is what it stands for.
Yeah. Chicken's out.
Chicken's out.
Donald Trump might have to go straight Back to the Future, don't call me chicken. Like Marty McFly, once you say he's chicken, he'll do anything.
That's right.
So Trump might be the same way.
He might be the same way.
Heard they call him chicken, now he has to go to war.
Now he has to do it. But all of it is this: congratulations, you played yourself.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
And the hilarity that now, last night it was reported that our government reached out to China to help figure out how to fix things with Iran after we went and dropped bombs on their nuclear energy sites. I've never seen anything like this before.
Now, here's the question. Do you think there's some sort of Trump agenda? Or are we hitting Trump with the button for literally just getting played like a complete puppet by Netanyahu?
We got to wait and see. It's a wait and see. Because we can hit him with a preemptive button, it's like a preemptive strike.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
It's basically what Israel did to Iran. It was like, well, we think something's going on, so we're going to go kill your scientists real quick. So we can do that. Hit him with a button.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Because there's a chance that Trump just got straight played by Netanyahu. Just played. The whole thing was just worked, and now your whole country's going in to do something that nobody wants you to do because you got played by another man.
Well, and there's a possibility that it's all theater, just so Trump can put his name on a deal with Iran because he tore up Obama's.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
So we have to wait. See how this plays out this week.
My dad's been absolutely cooking on his Substack these days.
Yeah, I've been reading on your dad. Your dad is basically telling the complete and utter truth about the scumbag that Netanyahu is around October 7th.
Well, yeah, that was what I was going to hit for right here. Was my dad posted this on his page the other day, MJ Rosenberg on Substack, but he said he talked about something that Netanyahu said on September 12th, 2001. September 12th, 2001. And this was not a slip, as my dad wrote, made years later in a private memoir. It was not caught on a hot mic. This was on September 11, 2001, while the World Trade Center was still burning. The New York Times printed it without spin on September 12th. Asked about the September 11th attacks, Netanyahu responded, "It's very good." Then he backpedaled slightly. "Well, not very good, but it will generate immediate sympathy. Strengthen the bond between our two peoples, because we've experienced terror over so many decades, but the United States has now experienced a massive hemorrhaging of terror." That's right. His immediate response to 9/11 was, "This is good, because now we can all be on the same team."
Congratulations, you played yourself.
He's been hoping to utilize fear and death to an end that he wants.
Yeah.
And this Iran attack is what he has wanted for a very long time. Make no mistake, this isn't for the Israeli people. Yo, the Israeli people that I've talked to, everyone's in shelters right now.
It's miserable.
They're literally stuck in shelters right now. This isn't for the Israeli people. This is one lunatic and a lunatic government on a quest. And by the way, the whole Gaza thing may have all just been a setup for this. It's
Yo,
crazy.
man, hit the Israeli government with the button.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
How does y'all government even work? I thought y'all was putting Netanyahu in jail or something. Wasn't he on trial damn near? And like, how did he even get back in government?
I know.
What is going on, man? What?
Wait, did you say government? You said government in a quote democratic country wasn't working the way you hoped it was? Yo, hit Ebro with the button.
Congratulations.
Feels
you
familiar.
played yourself.
I thought Trump was going to jail, and then he was supposed to. But he's president again.
Congratulations.
What is
You
going
played yourself.
on?
All right, hold on. Let me get the one I really wanted to hit today. Yo, Drake, what are you doing, bro?
What happened now?
Drake,
I know
what?
where you're going.
Who talks? Whose man is this?
Wait, what now?
And by that I mean, who? When you get to a point where you don't have anyone who can tell you what a good move is, this button likely happens.
Congratulations.
And
What
you played
happened?
yourself.
What are you talking about?
After the battle that Drake had with Kendrick, where so much was said about where he stands on certain issues, to decide to walk out with Morgan Wallen at a country concert, like as his hype man, the N-word dude, the white guy who said the N-word, you're hype manning for the white guy who said the N-word. After this whole battle, my man, what are you thinking?
Congratulations, you played yourself.
And I know a lot of people have done that. A lot of people have done it. Hulk Hogan did it. He said the N-word too. Hit the button again.
Congratulations, you
Someone
played
hit me
yourself.
one of the angry Drake fans hit me and go, "I bet you didn't have this smoke for Mike Tyson." Mike Tyson was hanging out with Trump. This is the company you want to be in, Drake, after everything that happened?
Congratulations, you played yourself.
This isn't new though. They've been.
I know.
They've been peoples.
Yeah, no, I know. He did a video for him too, right?
Yeah, and that was after the incident you spoke about.
Was it after the battle too?
I mean, the video was last year.
So maybe it was. Maybe it's just more.
Like a year and a half ago, maybe.
Well, but to what end is this?
I don't think Drake's audience cares.
Yeah, they don't care.
Nobody
He doesn't care.
Nobody cares.
Right.
He don't care.
Didn't Morgan Wallen apologize and he was drunk and blah blah blah.
That was before he got angry and sad at the end of SNL and stormed off the set and then wrote "Back to God's Country" and took a picture of his plane.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
I'm just saying, I saw it and went.
Plus, we don't
"Really,
know
bro?
too much about him.
You don't know too much?
About Morgan Wallen?
Yeah.
No.
Nah, well, just know that he said the N-word a few times. Gave a quick apology
I
to
feel-
her.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
No, in one night. In one night.
Yeah, it was caught on camera. Yeah.
Listen, I'm not saying people don't make mistakes and are never worthy of forgiveness or anything. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, come on, man. What?
Listen, man, there's people who care and then there's people who don't care. That takes us back to our current president. There's people who actually care and there's people who don't care. I don't think these things matter to Drake's fans or even people who are, they don't mind, people who are of a non-African descent black background using the N-word. There's people out there, they just don't care.
Nothing to worry
Congratulations.
I
You
just
played
remember
yourself.
when Drake fans were, there was another word for Drake fans. It was called everyone. And now the version we have is like this other, it's like, yeah, people still like Drake's music, but they're just these hardcore Drake lunatics. And other people like, yeah, I like his music, but not exactly sure what's going on here.
I've given too many things too much emotion. Prior to the election, I gave Trump a lot of, and trying to make sure people didn't vote for Trump a lot of emotion. During the battle, I gave it a lot of emotion of trying to show people where mistakes were made and how this could have played out differently for Drake. And now the battle's over. And so, let's watch how this all plays out for people.
Just like the battle
Long-term.
for our country's presidency.
All we can do now is kick back. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
What's hilarious, though, listening to you talk about the Morgan Wallen thing, was Kendrick going, "We don't want to hear you say no more." And then he's hanging out with the guy that says, "Damn."
Oh, God.
Congratulations. You played yourself.